Connect the Knox. I'm your host, Julia Hurley. Today's guest is one of my all-time favorite baseball players, Zane Chavez. Zane, thank you so much for being with us today.
You got it. Anytime.
Absolutely. Well, I am super excited that you've taken time out of your day for us here in the Knoxville, Tennessee market. I see that you got your Tennessee flag back there. Thank you so much for repping the UT Vols. Hey, Zane, let's start this whole thing off with tell us your whole life story. Where'd you come from? Where'd you grow up? How did you end up in Knoxville, Tennessee?
So I'm originally from San Diego, California. Played baseball my whole entire life. I was drafted out of high school. I did not sign out of high school. I went on to play junior college, Division I baseball, and then NAIA baseball. And then I started my professional career in independent baseball. So I did that for 4 years. It's going to be a lot of baseball stuff. I went down to Nicaragua for a winter to play winter ball. And then I came back to the States, and then that's when I signed with the Baltimore Orioles at 26 years old. Made the high all-star team that year, got hurt with an oblique injury. That kind of set me back that year. Came back the next year in Double-A with the Orioles. So I played 2 years with the Orioles in the Orioles organization. They released me. I went back to independent baseball for 2 years. Actually got released in independent baseball. And then started doing like Uber Eats in Dallas, Texas, where I was living at the time. The manager of who I got released actually called me back and wanted me back that year. So we negotiated me going back down there. So I went back down there to Laredo, Texas, actually, and then actually made the all-star team there for that year. And that was my 8th year pro ball. I decided I played 8 years. I got to play an affiliated baseball with the Orioles. So I was going to hang them up. And then that winter, the Pittsburgh Pirates ended up calling me and purchased my contract. I was 30 years old. Didn't think I had a shot at going back to play affiliated baseball. So I said, heck yeah, let's go. Went up to Double-A that year. We won a championship that year. And then they released me. The Pirates released me after that year. So I finished in independent baseball. And at that time, that's when I was like, okay, I had always wanted to open a baseball facility or be around kids, train kids, and do that whole aspect. I had started the brand No Chance in 2011. And it was a term that we used in the clubhouse, like, you can't beat me, kid, no chance. And we ended up getting to the championship series that year. It was a best of 5. We went up to St. Paul, Minnesota for 2 games, and we lost 2 games. So we were down 0-2 going back to Grand Prairie, Texas, which is basically like Arlington and Dallas-Fort Worth area. And we won 3 games in a row to win that championship series that year. So it was a great, great year, awesome group of guys. And then after that season, I love graphic design. That term had stuck with me, so I just started throwing it on T-shirts and hats and stuff, and carried the brand kind of as a hobby throughout the minor leagues, and a "you can't beat me, no chance" mindset as we're all chasing the major leagues. So I did that. And then I trademarked No Chance, and I trademarked Let's Chase It, because I believe that we're all chasing something in life: greatness, happiness, success, all that stuff. So ended up playing 9 years, and that's when I moved out here to Knoxville, Tennessee. Best decision of my life. Was out here training kids. And then after about 4 years of bouncing around and training kids here and there in facilities and stuff like that, we wound up finally opening our own facility. So we have an 8,000 square foot facility here in Knoxville, Tennessee. We now have 6 travel ball teams, and we do camps, clinics, and everything like that. And then in the middle. Last thing, and I'll let you ask the next question. So after about 3 years of retirement, when I was out here, I got an opportunity to play baseball overseas in Europe. And that was awesome. It was a 2-week tournament. It was a little vacation, brought the family, got to play baseball again. And then I came back here to the States and was kind of still had my itch to play. So I hit up an Australian guy on the team that I played with, and all my buddies that had played ball always said, Australia, if you get a chance to go down there, go. It's the best. So hit him up. It's like, hey, mate, you got a need for a catcher, first baseman down there?" And he said, "Yeah." We worked something out, and I got the opportunity to go down to play in Australia for 4 months. So that was something I always wanted to do, was say that I played 10 years. I had 9 years and I retired for a couple. So now I can say I played 10 years of pro ball, traveled to over 5 countries, 6 countries, and played ball. So, yeah. And now I'm here doing what I love. And now we have a facility.
I love that story. I think that is one of the better stories that we've heard. We interview so many people who've ended up in Knoxville, Tennessee as their living place, like the end result of all of the culmination of everything. And one of the questions I always ask is, how is Knoxville different? Like, what makes Knoxville the place that you want to come and raise your family? Like, why is Knoxville, or what about Knoxville so special?
So immediately, I had lived in Dallas for probably 6 years, the most time moving away from San Diego. So I got to travel the entire United States, from Texas to Florida up to the East Coast, Midwest, and everything like that. And Knoxville gave me the home vibe that I grew up with in San Diego, California. It was a small town in the very tip of North County of San Diego. It was in the hills. We had lots of curvy roads. About 25 minutes from the beach. So this kind of gave me everything that I grew up with and that home vibe. You got the river that runs through here. So I get the water feel that I had growing up. You can feel how there's the water that's close. So you always have that kind of escape to be on water. And then the mountains are just amazing out here. And that's how I grew up. California, you can go surfing in the morning, and you can go snowboarding at night, or you can go surf in the morning, or you can go out to the desert at night. There's no desert out here, but it gave me the vibe of where you'd want to raise a family, and really the home vibe. I mean, it's a big little city, and it feels safe here. And honestly, I'm very, very thankful that I found this place, and it's home now. I had opportunities to leave. But after training kids, I have so many kids that I train, I couldn't leave them. And I mean, I built so many great relationships here in the community. It's just been one of the best, or the best decision that I made in my life to end up somewhere.
That is so awesome to hear. So many pro athletes are here. And I think one of the biggest things about Knoxville is that nobody has a clue how accessible training from an actual athlete is. And they're all over Knoxville. I mean, you are one of the better facilities that we've seen. Our baseball tickets are in literally right in the middle of 13 of the kids and their families that you train. So as we're watching the baseball games, all the parents are talking about you and talking about No Chance Baseball, and every single family member that's around there's like, who are you getting with? So the entire baseball stadium by the end of the season last season was like, No Chance Baseball, No Chance Baseball. So word does get around this big small town because it is still so intimate. I've heard a rumor that several people have gotten engaged wearing the No Chance Baseball cap. Tell me this story.
Well, the first one was a guy that I met in independent baseball in Arlington, Grand Prairie, DFW area. And he just posted a picture of him on his knee. And I was like, no way. He's rocking one of my very first No Chance hats. And what was funny is I hit him up. Number one, I was like, dude, nice. And no chance she's going to say no, right? Because she's staring at it right in her face. Then the second one is Joe, your husband. So I was like, well, okay, this is he has one of my favorite ones with the camo with the orange, and we did that logo because everyone loves to hunt out here. So what's funny is I tried to bring the Cali vibe, San Diego vibe, beach vibe into like flat bill snapbacks, and then I kind of made an adjustment to how I designed out hats a little bit and said, all right, these guys like camo out here and they like their orange and obviously the balls. So it was pretty cool. And I'm very, it's exciting. It's cool to see that, dang, they actually rock that hat. And I know some of them are getting old, so the hats, but they still rock them. So it's cool.
I think you should put an engagement section on your No Chance website of just engagement announcements, and just make sure that everybody gets to post it on the No Chance website. I think that's hilarious. When you had sent us a message, you're like, "You're wearing my hat for," I was like, "We are. That's amazing." So,
Yeah, that was great. That was
it
awesome.
was pretty great. It was pretty great. All right, next question. What do you think is the biggest misconception that other people outside of this area have about Knoxville?
I think it's some people like big city life, maybe. I don't. And I kind of relate kind of cities now to LA and San Diego. Like where San Diego's more of a chill vibe, more in LA is really uppity and fast paced. And don't get me wrong, San Diego's a big city, but it's just a beach vibe there. And then I moved to Texas, and then I kind of related Dallas more to LA, and then Fort Worth kind of to San Diego at the time. They're both big cities, but you kind of feel a vibe. And then for here, I felt like Nashville to Knoxville was that same Nashville, LA, tons of everything. And then Knoxville's a smaller, big city. Um, I prefer a Knoxville area. I mean, it's a great call. I mean, people say it's a college town, but it really is. But there's so much other stuff outside in the community that makes it, you get everything. I mean, it's not like you just go and it's just college. You know what I'm saying? There's tons of other things to do here that makes it actually a very great city that has everything, and it's not just labeled as a college town because there's so much other things to do like camping and hiking and boating and fishing. Really, I don't think there's any, for me, I mean, no misconception. If you're asking me, like it's a no-brainer if you want to move here. So that'd be my answer.
Yeah. We have a lot of people that are just like, "Oh, it's super hicky," or "That's in the South and they're in the middle of nowhere." And they think that Dolly Parton's serious when she tells jokes, and they think that we're all kind of like that. And I think it's really funny, the drawl of our accent. They're like, they're kind of stupid. And I'm like, I really wish you would visit. And I encourage people to visit because every person that I've ever had visit wants to stay.
Yeah, I 100% agree. And it's not like we're out in the middle of nowhere. We're actually not. I mean, everything's pretty close. So if you're relating everything else to other cities, you can get places in 30 minutes here, which is phenomenal. And the traffic is super low, which I had a cousin that just came out here a couple of weeks ago, and they're thinking about moving from New Mexico. And she asked me the same question. She's like, why here? And I was like, I just flew back to some other bigger cities and there's traffic everywhere. So you could be anytime, at least in San Diego or even Dallas now, it's going to take you 45 minutes to an hour to get to one place. Here, it's not that way. I mean, and like you say, hick and stuff like that, but it's really not. This is a small city. It's a beautiful city. It's growing. I mean, you have the Vols here, which is amazing. You have the AA Cubs organization with the Smokies out here. So it's not anywhere near that. There's a lot of things happening here that are really neat. And it's great. I love it here. I mean,
we all know that real estate is location, location, location.
Our team at Just Homes Group Realty Executives has the true expertise, pairing buyers and sellers with the right opportunities.
Whether you're looking to buy or sell a home right here in Knoxville,
Lenoir City, Clinton, or Farragut, we have the expertise throughout every Knoxville surrounding area. Call Just Homes Group Realty Executives today.
One of the biggest things that we've had in the Knoxville market, just as a whole, of course, that surrounds all of Knoxville, is that Knoxville, Tennessee, Maryville, Tennessee, Loudoun County, Tennessee are all retirement communities. A lot of lakefront land, a lot of lakefront property. And we've attracted over the course of, since 2003, really, being ranked as like number one or number two in the country with which to retire. Basically, outside of Ocala, Florida, this is it. And we're starting to see younger people flocking to the Knoxville, Tennessee market because now you can work from home. We've got great internet. We're affordable. We have things to do, but we're not retaining the talent and the young people here that are from here. They're all leaving. What would you do Or what do you think that people could do to attract a younger generation of people to stay and raise their families?
Well, I think it's the younger generation is, I wouldn't say moving towards more minimalistic things, but I mean, you see all the small houses and things like that. I mean, if there's that uh, group of people that likes small things and stuff like that, I mean, I see plenty of people building tiny homes and creating little communities themselves, or making those glamping places like that. I think for the younger, and they might not just be educated enough. I mean, they might not be educated enough on what opportunities they can actually do here when they come here. And I don't think that's not a good enough reason to leave, because there's if you know one person, or you're trying to meet one person, well, guess what? You talk to your friend and they probably know that person. If you want to get an opportunity to do what actually you love, you're one person away. So just like in baseball, like I may not know everyone in baseball, but I'm one person away from them knowing. It's like, oh, hey, do you know him? He's like, yeah, dude, I played with him. So like the networking opportunities here, I feel like are great. And I mean, just knowing like someone like yourself, if I wanted to do something, if I wanted to be a woodworker or anything like that, or if I wanted to go into IT or whatever, I mean, I would just hit up Julia. That way she knew where to point me in the right direction. Like, what do you want to do with your life? Like, you know, okay, then I'll put you in contact with someone that can build a career for you here. And I think that's something. And I think like younger people, and you maybe their communication skills aren't that great, and maybe they're timid to go out and ask or network or anything like that. I think that there's way more networking opportunities that if people just search them out and found that it's more of this is actually where you want to be. You know, people are great here. They'll give you the shirt off their back to help you. And that's one of the main reasons why I stayed here too, is like, no one's just going to say, hey, and then just leave you. You know what I'm saying? I have plenty of people's, if I need to borrow a trailer, like, hey man, can I borrow your trailer? Yeah, dude, like go ahead, borrow my trailer. It's just a great community, and there's not a lot of that out there. You know, everyone's kind of to themselves in other places, I feel like. And I know that if I hit up someone here, if I hit up one of my parents from a kid that I train, they're like, yeah, let me help you. Let me help you. Let me help you. Let me help you. And honestly, with what the culture that we're building here in No Chance, I mean, a lot of parents come up afterwards and they're just so thankful that the way we train their kids, how we're building them into young men, they're like, what can we do? How can I help you? What do you guys need? Can I help you clean? Can I help? And it's like, it's a great community here. And once you dive into it and you really want to actually grow a family and you want to do things here and spread your wings, it's really, really possible because everyone knows each other. So that'd be my answer. I mean, it's a lot easier, I feel like, to make it here than it would be possibly to go somewhere else. Just because there's so many more dots to connect other places, and the way of life is a lot faster, I'd say, in a San Diego or California. Or so like you got to keep up with people's schedules in other places to where, you know, and I think something like that goes back to traffic, and there's just so many people in other places that, you know, you come here, you're a phone call away and they'll actually call you back, or they'll actually meet you because it's close in proximity and it's not too far to drive as well.
And that's a really good point. Our traffic has gotten a little worse over the last couple of years, but still nowhere near as bad as anywhere else we go. So I used to be able to make it to Knoxville in about 15 minutes. Now it takes me 30. If I were in Atlanta, I would not even make it out of the airport in 30 minutes. So putting that into perspective, Knoxville's a pretty fantastic place to be, honestly, at the end of the day. All right. Tell us about the UK flag hanging in the back up there. I just now noticed. Is this all the colleges that you've sent kids to, or is this just, what is this?
This is where, I've trained some of the guys here that have gone on to go there. And then Cole Cottom right there, he's with the Red Sox. I had to represent him. And I did not put it all up in any specific order. Tennessee happened to go on top, though, of Kentucky. So sorry about that. But
You're like, I'm not saying that I helped you win, but.
and then over here, we have some of the countries that I've played in over there. So we're going to add a few more.
That's awesome.
Just represent the culture. And at least in baseball, there's not a lot of other countries here in Knoxville. So that's what's cool about this facility is we actually have some culture from outside the state's training here. We got the Aussie flag back there because we had an Australian guy come in a few months ago. So yeah, just creating a culture.
That's awesome. That's awesome. All right. Tell us a little bit about, so if the kids and the parents in Knoxville or anywhere they are really, because they can bring their kids, you travel. Tell us about the types of training that you do, what you offer, how people can find that about you.
So we have travel teams, baseball travel teams that we only specifically focus on high school age, possibly 14, but we want to focus on the older guys right there. We offer strength and conditioning here. We do one-on-one training. We do group training. And then we're building a little field out back so that we can actually provide baseball development and not so much half an hour lessons to where we can actually teach the game of baseball. They can find me on No Chance HQ on Instagram and then No Chance HQ on Facebook. And then our website is nochanceHQ.com. And for that, I mean, we live in a town that we have to play against the elements and against the weather. So growing up in San Diego, it was beautiful all year round. So we could actually get on the field all the time. So some of the best, at least per capita, baseball players come from warmer regions because they can get on the field more. So their baseball IQs are higher. So that's what we're trying to do is change the culture here that, we can provide a service that we not only do the training and the hitting inside, but we also teach the game of baseball outside. And that's the best way to learn is on the field. So that's something that I've been trying to do for the past 3 to 4 years here, is to be able to get that field. And it's an infield. So, I mean, that's all we really need right now for development with bunt coverages and first and thirds and ground balls and showcasing and stuff like that. So, yeah, we're just trying to teach the game more because the IQs, at least in this town, are down. And I honestly correlate that to not being on the field as much, so, and I mean, it's that's how you get better at baseball. It's the most difficult game to get better at in the world. So such a mental game that, we need to be on the field. That way they can fail on the field in those elements as opposed to failing all the time inside.
That's a really good way to look at it. Pretty much for every sport that you can think of, people from up north just so happen to be better at hockey because they're indoors all the time because it's freezing outside. So the only sport that they really get to play all the time is hockey. So if anybody in the South wants to compete in hockey, which Nashville has done well, but just recently here with the Preds, your kids grow up playing the sport that their outdoors create for them. So that actually makes a lot of sense. How's that going? How's the field coming along?
Good. We're looking at, we're actually going to start a little model or marketing plan to raise some money to actually donate into the field. We're looking at just getting used turf on the field. That way the rain doesn't slow us down at all. I know once now it's going to start raining a little bit more, so that's always an issue. There's not enough baseball fields in Knoxville to actually host and handle all the practices and games and tournaments because there's not enough turf fields. And we don't have a complex that has multiple baseball fields on it made of turf. So a lot of the fields that you have to rent here or play on are dirt. And that always is an issue in the fall and early spring because, I mean, you get washes or washouts, rain, and it cancels tournaments. It cancels middle school games. And that's a big issue. So we're trying to put some used turf out there. That way we can at least, get on the field as much as possible.
Sure. So anybody watching this that has used turf, any of the college campuses that take theirs up, anybody that's got it, baseball teams, whatever it is out there, if you need to contact them or they need to contact you, go to No Chance HQ. So I think that is an absolutely fantastic idea. I know Farragut is probably one of the biggest baseball high schools that we have in the area. Very big baseball oriented high school. So I think that that would be something that maybe some of the parents watching can assist with. And once you put that campaign together, come back and let us know. We'll add that website and donation link. You know, as I always do, I'll share anything that you share with me. I always want to support your growth. I think you're fantastic. So I really appreciate all of that. We've got 5 minutes left, and I want to do a fire round of random questions about Knoxville. So I always started off favorite restaurant.
Chivo.
It's so good. That's so good.
Lakeside Tavern.
Oh, Lakeside Tavern's made it 3 times so far. What's your favorite thing on that menu?
The chicken salad, the strawberry chicken salad. Yeah, Katie brought it home one night to school. I get that all the time.
It's very good.
Yeah, the buffalo cauliflower for an app.
Oh, that's delicious. I just finally learned how to make that myself on a TikTok video. I had to figure it out. It's so good. Still not as good as theirs, but it's still pretty gosh darn good. Favorite bar, pub, or brewery, or all 3?
Not that I can't choose. I just haven't been to the bar brewery in a while. I like, well, when I was living in South Knox, Alliance Brewery down there on Sevier Avenue. I like that little strip right there. They got a good thing going down there with breweries down there.
They really do. South Knoxville's growing quite a bit. It's very impressive. So where are you at now? West Knoxville. So what's your favorite thing to do in West Knoxville?
West Knoxville. Well, we have Carl Callan Park right across the street. So Katie and I like to bring our 2 golden retrievers over there and run around. And the dogs both jump off the dock now. So we just like bringing the dogs over there to the park. When my buddies come out, or when my buddy comes out from East Knox, he always goes and fishes over there for catfish. So down there at Concord is a great fishing spot that he goes out there, and sometimes I'll tag along because he's on the hunt for the biggest catfish in Tennessee. So
you should probably just take him to a Calhoun's during like right after game day, where everybody throws their bread off of the thing. There's catfish everywhere.
I'll let him know that, actually.
Yeah, that's a huge one. Calhoun's has all the catfish that come around there. They'll have those little catfish feeders. It's a very interesting dynamic that Calhoun's has there. Yeah, it's very interesting. All right. What is, in your opinion, the best kept secret that you've discovered about Knoxville that every time you tell your friends about it, that's like the thing?
I mean, one of the very first thing that I heard was the tailgating for Vols football games. So I don't know if it's a kept secret, but these people here go nuts for Vol football or baseball, any sport here with the Vols. So, I mean, I don't think it's a secret, but I mean, and I have not yet thrown on the checkered suspenders and stuff like that, but these people get crazy. I mean, you saw the other game the other day against Alabama and everything like that. So people have to experience a football game here, and the vibe and the energy and stuff like that. I mean, I believe it's one of the biggest stadiums in the world. So you just got to come out and experience that. And they have great concerts there too. So they get some good names in there.
So in the history of you playing baseball, have you ever seen people tailgate for a baseball game?
Yeah.
So that's normal. Because when we started that last year at UT, it's the first time we had ever done tailgates for baseball.
Yeah, any professional game, everyone's tailgating in the parking lots and stuff like that. That's why you see probably fights go on inside stadiums at games, because everyone comes in a little bit hammered. So
see, UT would just throw mustard bottles. It's just all right. Anything extra that I haven't talked about that you want people to know about Knoxville?
If you play baseball or softball, definitely come check us out. This is the place to be, honestly. I mean, I've traveled all around the world, all around the states. You don't have to, you get all the seasons here of weather. I think that's really neat. It's not just hot all the time or 70% of the year. Although this past summer was pretty hot, but
it was warm.
We're rolling into fall. You know, you'll get your snow a little bit here. The leaves change colors here, so it's really a very beautiful year of weather. And yeah, like I said, play baseball, softball, make sure you come here to No Chance HQ and we'll take care of you, whatever you need, defense, hitting, speed and agilities. And yeah, this is where to be.
It is. Zane, thank you so much for spending time with us today. We appreciate everything that you do for Knoxville and all the talent and time and energy and positivity that you bring our way. Joe and I are so excited for you and Katie to bring your very first child into the world. We're super excited for your growth and your future. Knoxville, if you need baseball and softball training, this is the only person that I can refer you to. And if that's something you need, we're here to Connect the Knox. Bye, everybody.